Hello, 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 beautiful people. Tune in, tune in. How are you doing today? Come on. It is Friday Eve. Yes, Friday Eve. It's Thursday, I know. It's Talk Travel to Me Thursday. But today is what I refer to as Friday Eve because, baby, we almost there, y'all. Can you just hang on a little bit longer? Hey, can somebody in the chat say a little bit longer, a little bit longer? Okay, so it is approximately 7 p.m. And I know you are busy people, so I do not want to keep you in here all night long because y'all know I love to talk and I can talk. Okay, I am my mama's child, but I know y'all are busy. Okay, you are busy people and you got things you're doing, and I do not want to hold up your time. So tonight's topic is going to be real good. Can somebody in the chat put real good? Okay, I am spilling the tea and hopefully we will have a robust discussion on this topic that I think affects women tremendously. Now, what I don't know because I'm not a man is how it affects the fellas. And I hope that we have some men participation tonight so that they can provide their input to see if this is just something us women deal with, or do the men also too have similar or even different concerns? Okay, so I'm going to play this little short reel that I love because it highlights different amazing clients that I have the ability to work with, and my customers are why I'm here, right? So I'm going to update this reel, but for now I would like for to just showcase some amazing individuals I had the ability to work with at Explorable Travel. And they really, that's why I do this, because of them, because of you. Okay. So when you come in, let me know where you're watching from. So use your hashtag. Also, let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, drop the number 1 in the comment section. And I am watching the comments. I will be showcasing some comments. So you may be famous. Okay. You may appear on the screen. And the reason why I like to know where people are watching from is because we have new people that's coming into the community, and we might get a new state, we might get a new country, we might get something that's different. Okay. So please let me know where you are watching from. Okay. And then I'll introduce myself and then we'll get into tonight's juicy topic. Okay. So let's get this video rolling. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that my sound is good. I don't see any comments. So let me check, okay? That's why I'm looking down at my phone because I want to make sure before we get into this subject, because baby, it's going to be good. I want to make sure that you hear me and I want your participation. And if you are on here and you know somebody should be in the room, go ahead and tag them, invite them over, okay? I did send out an email and I'm going to give it 2 minutes, okay? So I'm going to give it until 7:05 and then we're going to dive into tonight's topic. And it is an interesting subject. And I know us women, we always talking about it. So men, you know how y'all be like, what do them women be talking about? Well, this is a topic that us women always talk about because it's very important to us. And again, I want to hear from you men to see how important is it to you. Do you have these same thoughts, these same questions, or are you like, listen, I'm not worried. We gonna be all right, okay? So I need to know how you feel in this subject, okay? So if my men folk in the house, I need you to comment. I need you to tell me. And then I'll be sharing my story as well, because I do have some firsthand experience in this, but I just don't want to talk about my story. You know, it's about y'all. So let me know how y'all feel about this subject, what your thoughts and all the questions is. Okay, so yeah, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, first and foremost, my name is Zandra Sexton Holmes. I am the lovely host of this Blue Squad travel group, okay? And this community was built for women and like-minded people who just wanted to get together and talk about travel, who wanted to travel, who wanted to, maybe they were curious, maybe their friends can't come, their man can't come, their cousin them, their best friend can't come, and they want to go, right? So they are tired of waiting on people. And they're like, listen, if it's a trip, and if I want to go to that trip, I'm there. I don't have to wait on nobody. I just need to know, are we going? And if we are going, sign me up, sister girl, like no hesitation. That's why this group was created. This year, we're doing more fun stuff, interesting stuff, just more stuff in the group so that it can be a more multifaceted group. What I mean by that. So we're not going to only talk about travel. We're going to talk about love, finances. We're going to talk about those difficult conversations that you have to have at home with your kids, with your man, with your boss. Okay. What about things that go on in travel situations? How should you respond? What would you do? Of course, we're going to talk about travel, like the buzzing destinations, right? The destinations that you continue to see on your news feed. Okay. And we're going to talk about those destinations that kind of make you scratch your head. And you're like, I don't know about that location. Like, is it okay for me to go there? Is it safe? Like, what's going on? You hear different things in the news. Like here recently, you've heard things about Jamaica. You heard things about Bahamas. Is it true? Are you scared? Are you anxious? Are you nervous? Are you apprehensive? Are you excited? Do you think it is lies? Do you think it is true? So we talk about a whole bunch of stuff. But I want it to be more multifaceted because as women, we deal with a lot of stuff, okay? Yes, we want to try. We want to live our best life. If you want to live your best life in the chat, put best life, okay? Because I know me. I want to live my best life. I don't know how long I have on this good earth. And I'm like, Lord, every place I want to travel to, everything I want to experience, I want to have the opportunity to do so. So that's why I'm always for do it now. Don't wait. It's not going to be a perfect time. It's not going to be a perfect moment. All the things are not going to be worked out. And it is okay. Literally, it is okay, right? You just still need to do it. So, okay, I got one comment saying, that's what I'm talking about. Best life. That's right. Now, I don't know who you is, Facebook user, but you see, I got you highlighted, okay? So anyway, so let's get started. Okay, so my name is Zandra. You already know that, okay? The name of the company is Explore Blue Travel. We've been in business almost 3 years. So this May will be 3 years, okay? It has been a journey, but it has been a journey that has been totally worth it. If somebody asks me, would you do this again? I would say absolutely 100% because I love it. I'm actually passionate about it. I like the travel preparedness part, travel education, and then the look on my client's face when they actually make it to their destination, when they share their pictures and videos and experiences. And I'm like, oh my goodness, tell me more. So that's why I do this because I truly love it. Now, we started moving into group travel because what I noticed is there was a need. There was some women who was ready to go, but maybe they homegirl couldn't come. They cousin couldn't come. Maybe they had enough to leave. They friend didn't. Maybe finances was not right. Maybe timing was not right. But they like, listen, I need to go. I need to go somewhere. I just need to know, are you professional? Are you dependable? Are we going to have a good time? And you ain't going to have me stay in a Rudy Toot Toot hotel, right? If you check those boxes, then guess what? I'm in there like some swimwear, right? So we started doing the group trips. Our very first group trip was the Aruba group trip. And that group trip happened October of 2022. We had roughly almost close to 30 individuals. And most of these people, I would say maybe half of the group knew each other. The other half didn't know. So everybody, most of the group, 50% was new to one another. But guess what? No drama, no problems, no chaos. Everything worked out well. Listen. And because of that, I was like, well, you know what? If I can do it once, I can do it again. And that's how I entered the arena for group travel. So literally, we have trips on the books for 2024. We will be releasing trips soon for 2025. If you are not on our email list, there is a running banner below. Make sure you get on it. Even though the running banner says New Orleans, once you subscribe to that list, you get into our system and you get notified when things go on. What do I mean by that? Promotions, sales, travel news, tips, trends, all the things. When we going live, like today, I sent out an email blast. I share that on the email list. So make sure you subscribe today. Now, let's get into the topic that we are going to be talking about, okay? Because this topic is good, okay? Now, let me just say this. As a woman myself, and even though I am married, at one point, this was me. And I know having conversations with girlfriends, with random women, women that I work with, or just women that I meet in travel status, this is a subject that always comes up. Okay. What is the subject, Sandra? What are you talking about? I'm so glad you asked. It is the intricate balance of dating as a parent. Now, who in here have kids of their own, or you got some kids that should be your kids because you're really involved? If that's you, I need you to give me a number 2 in the chat. If that is you, I need you to give me a number 2 in the chat. Hi, Miss Brenda. Thank you for being here. Hi, Karen. Thank you for being here. So if that is you, right? Or let's say if you have grandkids, right? And you are really concerned about, Lord, I hope their mama don't bring a fool into my grandkids' lives, right? Or let's say you got a sister who is dating, right? You have certain thoughts and certain things that kind of run through your mind because when children are involved, we try our best to do what? Protect the kids, okay? So this discussion is going to be, you might be like, girl, I don't got no kids. This don't apply to me. Trust me, just wait. Something is going to apply to you, okay? So just give me a moment while I get through this subject. Okay, so tonight's subject is love and kids, the delicate balance of dating as a parent. Now, it's a topic many of us hold close, yet often tread lightly around, right? Sometimes this can be like, girl, I don't want to talk about it. And then sometimes it's like, girl, we need to talk about it. So whether you are solo selling the single parenthood seas or you're navigating the bustling streets of a blended family life, tonight's live is lovingly tailored for you, okay? So if you currently have kids in your home, maybe your kids are grown, but maybe you have grandkids. Maybe you have nieces and nephews. Maybe you somebody godparent or godmom, God did, right? This topic still affects you. Okay, so this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. The first topic is dating dynamics, okay? So as you are navigating the waters of dating, if you had kids at home, and if this is not your current situation, think about when this was you, okay? If this never was you, then think about somebody who you knew was in this situation, okay? As you are navigating the waters of dating with kids at home or waiting for the nest to empty, let's discuss the balance of personal happiness and parental responsibility, okay? Because I meet a lot of women and a lot of women says, Zandra, I do not feel comfortable dating with my kids at home. Like I'm gonna have to wait until my child graduate. When they graduate, then I'll step back onto the dating scene. Has this ever been you? Have this thought ever raced through your mind? Like, let's say if your situation was different and if you had young kids or adolescent kids or your kids was almost out of the home, what would your opinion be about dating, about introducing somebody into your children's life or into your grandchildren's life, into your nieces and nephews' life? Like, what will you think? Like, what are some thoughts that run through your mind when you think about the kids? Okay, and I want you to answer that in the comments. Now, when you're thinking about that, I also want you to ask yourself this: how do you introduce someone new into your life without disrupting the home harmony? Or how would you introduce someone new into your life without disrupting the home harmony? So if you were about to date and if you said, okay, we're at that point where introductions need to be made because this may, like, this getting into the area of seriousness, and I want my children to understand that there's somebody new that will be in our lives, and we need to make that introduction. So how do you do that? Let me know. How do you do that? And while you think about this and while I wait on your comments, I'm gonna tag some people because this right here is a very, very, very good topic. And I think that we need to hear more of this because let me down. And then if I have any men on, men folk, if I have any men, could you comment? Could you comment and could you put your input? And I'm just tagging some ladies that okay. So I'm tagging some people and I want you to answer that question. So I'm going to post the question again, just in case we get some people that's coming in from the tag. So we're talking about dating while you have kids, okay? So navigating the waters of dating with kids at home, or should you wait until the nest is empty before you introduce somebody into your children's life? And we're talking about the balance of personal happiness and parental responsibility. So it's twofold, right? So we want to make sure us as parents, us as moms, dads, we have a sense of happiness outside of our kids, right? Because these kids gonna leave. Let's be clear. They're gonna leave. They're not gonna be with us forever. And then also too, making sure that you take your role as a parent very responsible. Because we do know that certain people you introduce to your children, they play a major role. And you don't want to introduce the wrong person, which can upset the harmony of the household. So the question I asked was this: how do you introduce someone new into your life without disrupting the home harmony? Now, this may be different depending on what age your children are, right? So if your children, is smaller, then this could be different compared to if your children are adolescent, compared to them being high school, almost out of the home. So it may be different. So with smaller children, the introduction may be a little smoother. Maybe it could be difficult. But let's say with children who are in elementary and grade school, you might want to do it in a way that's very savvy, whereas the child realized that, okay, my mom is dating somebody new, my dad is dating somebody new, and what role will this person play in our lives? And then how long will this person be around? These are all valid questions you want to ask yourself. Now, let's move on to the older kids. So the parents who have kids who are high school, who are almost exiting the home, going to college, going into the workforce, going into the military, what does that look like for you? How will you introduce them into the home? Hey, this is my new friend. A lot of us like to use that term friend, okay? Hopefully in these days of times, we're not saying, you telling the children this, this they uncle, this they auntie, like we don't want to play those games. We want to be truthful and let the children know who that person really is, right? But how do you make those introductions? Do you have a sit down meeting at the family table? Do you slowly bring the person around and they slowly engage and integrate into your lifestyle, into your home? Like, how does this work? How involved do you get the other parent who's not in the house to let them know, hey, I'm actually dating somebody now. It's getting serious. I'm going to introduce them to our child. How do you do that? How do you navigate those waters? Or do you just say, I'm not going to date. I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm not going to introduce nobody into my home until my kids leave. And if you do take that position, how do you function and still be happy? Because when your children leave, then if you decide to get into the dating world, what does that look like for you? Are you setting yourself up for success, or are you setting yourself up for failure? Do you become so complacent where you like, I'm good, I don't need nobody now? That's the first subject. Second subject, timing is everything. So the timing of welcoming someone new into your life can significantly impact your relationships. We know that, right? Sometimes the timing is off. So, like, let's say if something big just happened in your family dynamics, let's say you just experienced loss, somebody very close to your child and you, or to your child, and it's major. Do you think introducing somebody at that time is appropriate? Let's say if something else is going on, maybe you relocated somewhere, you're in a new area, in a new territory, everybody's adjusting, and your child is not making the best of the adjustment. Introducing somebody, would that be helpful or will that be harmful? So you have to think about all of these different things. Have you found a right time? Right? So when is the right time? Does even a right time exist? I don't know. It be dependent, right? What may be right for me could be wrong for you, and vice versa. So what I want you to do is I want you to share your experiences on how this timing has influenced your relationships for better or worse. If you had to do this, or if you witnessed somebody do this, how did they go about doing this? Making this introduction. What time did they use? Because I think that is very critical and key. Now, let's move on to health and happiness. So, is dating with kids in the home a recipe for success? Or is it a potential hurdle for familial harmony? Let's dive into the debate about whether this models healthy relationships for children or poses a risk for the family dynamics. So do you think dating with your kids at home is okay? Or do you think it's not okay? And if you think it's okay, what are your reasons? And if you think it's not okay, what are your reasons? Because you can be on different sides of the pole, right? You can be pro, listen, I'm gonna live my best life. I am really good at making decisions. I can make a good decision that is going to positively impact me and my children, and I'm gonna make sure that I keep their best interests at heart. Or are you the one like, nope, I'm not even with a 20-foot pole, baby. I don't care if the man was staying in Japan and I'm here in the United States of America. I'm not doing it. No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm waiting until my child exit home, and I'm not going to introduce anybody in their lives that might not be there. Been there, done it, tried it, got a book, got a shirt. No, thank you. So what position do you stand on in that area? Let me know. Because again, I talk about this often with people who I meet. So as y'all know, Zaria plays basketball. I'm around a lot of basketball moms. This subject is always coming up. Like, my children is almost out of the home. Should I date? Or my children ain't out of the home. I'm gonna wait until they exit. And is that healthy? Are you happy with just doing you, being by yourself, parenting your kid, providing, and just pouring into your kid, and then you just saying, nope, I don't want no man around. I'm not doing that. Or do you actually seek, and you like, listen, if it happens, it happens. I will not be the person to say I'm against it because I have a child. I'm going to see how it works. And then if it works, then I will integrate it into my life. Let me know. Let me know in the chat where you stand at on this topic. Now let's move on to the next topic. So how do your dating decisions affect your children's perception of relationships? I think that's a big thing, right? So usually children model what they see at home. Do you agree? Usually children model what they see at home. So usually a girl probably will try to date somebody who either is someone similar to her dad or someone totally different from her dad. And then the same thing with a son. Maybe somebody very similar to their mom or somebody totally opposite of their mom. But even on that same front, they tend to model the things that we do in the home. So what do I mean by that? So if they are in a home, whereas the mom and the dad date each other, talk to each other, support each other, play games together, both parents show up to sporting events, when parent-teacher conferences are had, both parents present, when family vacations are had, both parents present, typically the children say, okay, I like that. I want to model that. Or if it's not like that, they might be like, well, I saw how my mom did this. I saw how my dad did this. I didn't like this. I don't want that. I want something different. Like, can you relate? Like some like your current relationship you're in. How did your own upbringing affect the husband that you're with, the wife that you're with, your current significant other? Like it has some impact, right? Based on your own family dynamics, what you had or the lack thereof. Or maybe you was a person who you was like, well, you know what? I know how I want my relationship to look like. I know how I want my relationship to be. So these are the things that I must have. And I want to be able to have that and exhibit that in front of my children so that my children can see that and that they have these healthy relationships. If you can relate, put it in the chat so I can see, so I can showcase some of the comments. Now, are we laying down a path for their success in understanding healthy relationships, or is there a risk of setting them up for challenges? So again, the first question I asked was, how do our dating decisions affect our children's perception of relationships? And are we laying down a path for their success in understanding healthy relationships, or is there a risk of setting them up for challenges? So it's like what they see. So them seeing us not date, is that the right thing? So basically putting on a facade of, oh, my mama don't date. She don't talk to nobody. She don't do that. Or my mama dates, and this is how she dates, and this is how she makes sure if someone is in my presence, I'm safe, I can speak up, I can talk. Or is it the girl, I'm doing my thing, but they won't never know it? Out of sight, out of mind. It ain't their business. Because it's that protection factor. Let me know. So this is the time for you to really engage, okay? So the people who are viewing this, or if you catch this on replay, hashtag replay. We're eager to hear your stories, okay? We're very eager to hear your stories. We want to know, have you taken the plunge and found love while juggling parenthood? Okay? What advice would you give to a single parent who is hesitant to step back into the dating world? Like, what would you say to them? What is something that you wish you would have done differently? What if something, like, if you had a chance again, like maybe this is you and you like, girl, I cannot wait because my baby is leaving the house this year, then I can really date. If you had to do this again, would you continue with not dating because your child is in the house? Or would you keep your position as it is? So tonight is no judgment. This is all about open hearts and open conversations. I just want to see where you are standing on the subject, and then hopefully I can get some men input on this area. Because I know for women, it comes up a lot. When we start dating somebody and we have kids, we always factor in, how is this person, going to influence our kid? Is this person level-headed? Are they sane? Will they be a good fit within the family dynamics? What role will they play? Like if this relationship was to progress and become serious, like all those things, right? It's very, very important. So I'll give you a little bit about me. So I started dating somebody else besides my children's dad, probably when my kids was, DJ was probably 5-ish, 6. Zaria was maybe 1.5, 2-ish, right? So they were pretty early, right? And when I met my husband, I know I was very concerned about the introduction with the kids and was this going to be a good fit? But I was one of those people who was like, I know I'm not finished to not date because I have kids in the house. Like, to me, I was like, that right there just was not my thinking, like at one moment, right? But I wanted to make sure it was the right fit that came into my children's lives, right? So I kind of set guidelines and expectations and standards and see if he, kind of checked the box and aligned with how I saw things, how I wanted things to go and function, and could we integrate well together, right? And that was 2011. It's now 2024. So one thing I would say is, if you want to do it, you got to be open-minded. You have to be open-minded, and you have to be honest and vocal, and you have to share, like, what are your concerns? What are some things that you are fearful of? What are some things that, you may find challenging, right? Because, it was tough. I ain't gonna lie. It was tough because I was like, okay, well, how will the kids be treated? Will there be issues? And of course, as y'all know, we are a blended family today because he has kids and I have kids and we're raising our kids together. But when we first got together, we had to talk about that, right? Because the family dynamics is different, right? Like how you rear children, what about discipline, chastising children, what about the structure, what are your viewpoints about, attending church, finances, what I'm saying? Things that you do in front of the kids, behaviors and things like that, right? It's a whole lot. So I can understand why some women are very hesitant and they're like, oh no, girl, I'm just going to wait. But then you waiting, what does that do to your kids? Does that help them? Does that hinder them? Does that make them think that it's not possible? Or if it happened to them, well, my mama did it, so I got to do it. So when you catch this, because I'm not getting a lot of comments, and it could be because it's not applicable to you, right? But maybe somebody else that this is like, girl, listen, she need to be on here. She needs to listen to this. She needs to hear this. Invite them into the group, okay? Because we're going to be having real subjects and things. And again, I'm not no expert by all means, okay? I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor, a psychologist, psychiatrist, none of those things, okay? I'm just telling you my real-time life experience, my example that happened for me, okay? Now, we will be getting some professionals in, whereas they're going to be giving us like feedback and like tips and things you need to look out for. Because everybody and their mama been talking about this new series, the 52-part series with, was it Risa Tisa? I could be saying her name wrong. My apologies, right? But y'all saw that experience, right? She met this man, and this man did not portray himself to be the man he said he was. He was living a facade, being fake. And she went through so much within a certain time period until she finally figured out that, hey, this man is full of crap, right? Now, I don't know if any kids were involved in the situation. I haven't actually watched none of the series or the TikToks. I'm just seeing what people have posted on their social media platforms. But, it's a big deal, right? Because love is always a human thing that we either want to experience, don't want to experience. We got burned in, or, we love it, what I'm saying? Or we hate it, or we kind of in the middle. We're neutral. We like, I don't know. Like if it happened, it happened. If it don't, I'm good with that. So let me know what you think about this subject. I'm going to recap the questions so that you can participate. So I'm going to go through all the questions very quickly, okay? Okay, so considering the balance of personal happiness and parental responsibility, how have some of you navigated introducing someone new into your life without disrupting the harmony at home? It's a delicate balance between our needs and theirs, isn't it? That's question one. Question two. I've heard from some that waiting until the kids are older or have left the nest feels safer and less complicated. But does this put your own lives on hold? What's your take on finding that balance between self-fulfillment and parental duties? That's question number two. Question number three. Timing can be everything, right? How do we gauge the right moment to welcome someone new into our family dynamic? Have any of you experienced a significant change in your relationships based on when you choose to date? That's question three. Question four. There's often a debate about whether dating as a single parent is healthy for the family dynamic. Some says it models healthy relationships for our children, while others worry about the potential for instability. Where do you stand and why? That's question number four. And then question number five, how do we ensure that our dating life sets our children up for success in their own future relationships? Is it more about the who and how we introduce them to our children, or the fact that we're dating at all? That's question number five. Question number six. I love to hear some personal stories. Has anyone here taken the plunge and found love while juggling the role of a parent? How did your children react? And what steps did you take to ensure a smooth transition? That's question number six. And lastly, the last question, which is question number seven, the lucky question. What advice would you give to single parents who are hesitant to step back into the dating world? It can be a world filled with both excitement and apprehension, especially when our little ones are in the picture. And when I say little ones, your kids don't have to be babies or infants or toddlers. Like, they always are babies, okay? Even when they college and they grown, they always are babies, okay? So I'm referring to children, okay? Now, y'all, that was a good subject. I told y'all it was going to be good. So what I want you to do is I want to hear from you. Okay. I really, really want to hear from you. I want to hear your feedback. I want you to respond. I want you to comment. I want us to have a good, robust discussion, because these are things that we go through, right? That affects us or someone we know. You know, you might get approached at work and someone may say, girl, I really want to date, but I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really like him. I think he would be, you know, potentially a good father figure. Like, you know, he might even be my future husband. Like, what do you do? Like, how would you give advice to someone who is thinking about it? Maybe they had a bad experience and they were traumatized. They're like, girl, I would never, ever, ever, ever do that. So let me know, okay? Really let me know, because I want to see your comments. I'm going to respond, and we're going to have some good fun here in the Blue Squad Travel Group, okay? So again, my name is Zandra. I am your host here at the Blue Squad Travel Group. I am the fabulous owner of Explore Blue Travel. We do have open group trips here, y'all. Okay, we have open group trips here. The current one that we have is the one that is at the bottom of the screen, and that is the New Orleans. That is the Essence Fest trip. That's the girls trip. That's you and your boo trip. Whoever you want to bring, baby. Okay. We not doing no discrimination, okay? So if you want to bring my man, okay, and you got to be with your man, baby, bring your man. If you don't want, like, girl, listen, it's all about the women. It's all about the girls trip. It's all about the turn up. I do not want to see my man nowhere in sight. Baby, bring your friends, bring your cousins, bring your besties, okay? Bring your travel crew, okay? Tag them up. Now I'm going to drop the link where you can book it. Remember, you still have time to get your special. That special is using the code MEETUP, okay? If you use this code, you instantly get a savings, okay? Why you want to be on this trip? Well, number one, because you deserve it. Let's be clear, because a lot of times we talk ourselves out of stuff. Well, you know what? Well, I could just wait. What about next year? Baby, what about if you ain't here next year? What about if next year your life be a whole whirlwind? Like, we keep on liking to say, let's wait, let's do this, let's do that. You can't do that. Like what is preventing you? We are in February, March, April, May, June, July. You got 5 months. Live your best life right now. And then you get to interact with other like-minded women. Who don't want to do that? Who don't want to be able to interact with other women where they can just enjoy themselves, they can let their hair down, baby, and they can live their best life? That's what it's all about, okay? So that's why you need to book the trip. On top of that, it's more. Put more in the chat. It's more. On top of that, you get so much of stuff, okay? You get so, and not just stuff, okay? Let me rephrase that, okay? Let me check my terminology, baby, okay? Zana, you're a little bit too educated to my some stuff because it ain't no stuff, baby. This is valuable items. This is premium items. What do I mean? You get 5 days and 4 nights at Doubletree by Hilton on Canal Street, okay? You get a VIP meet and greet with handcraft welcome cocktails. On top of that, you get your little hors d'oeuvres. You get your little appetizers. You get some food in your stomach, baby, okay? It's a welcome event. We are welcoming you in style because you are here. You made it. Baby, we're going to celebrate you. You got here. On top of that, you get a gourmet daily breakfast. Not no continental breakfast, not no dry cereal, little toast, little boiled egg, little sausages that look like they might not be cooked. You get a gourmet breakfast that is cooked for you every morning. Every morning, okay? So, baby, you're going to be fueled because you're going to need it in that New Orleans sun. Let's be clear. You're going to need it. On top of that, picture taking. We will be taking you pictures, baby. You're going to be the paparazzi, baby. We're going to be snapping those pictures, candid pictures, pose pictures, baby. Listen. On top of that, you get a signature swag bag with curated gifts. It's going to be all kind of stuff in that bag. You're like, Lord, have mercy. And then you're going to be looking like, it's Oprah. And then there's more. And then there's more. And then there's more. Then plus, hosted by me. I'm a vibe, y'all. I like to have a good time. I like to laugh. I like to dance. I like to just have a good time. I realize that life is short. And because life is short, I believe every one of us, I don't care how young you are, how old you are, in between, you need to live your best life, okay? Because at any moment, it can turn around. Something can change. So I believe in living it right now, doing it right now. On top of that, your Jazzy Pass. So you get a Jazzy Pass, whereas you get access to the local transportation in New Orleans. So if you want to hop on the trolley, you want to hop on the bus, you're covered. On top of that, random giveaways. So you get all of those things. Everything is planned for you, okay? Now, it does not include your concert tickets, but if you need help with getting that, we can help you with that too. So the question is, when you going to book it? Like, are you going to keep on procrastinating? Keep on saying, well, I don't know. And then it's sold out. And then you trying to say, Zandra, what can I do? I'm sorry, boo. Can't do nothing. So go ahead and book your trip right now. Their link is in the video, okay? If you have any questions, you know how to reach us. Okay, y'all have an amazing Thursday. Thank you for spending your Thursday with me. And remember, if you ain't talking about a vacation, baby, what are you talking about? I will see you next Thursday where we will have our special guest. Her name is none other than Miss Candace Starks, and she will be presenting a very interesting subject, mental health. And the name of her company is Your Way Out. So make sure y'all show up. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is going to be on February 29th, the last day of February. Y'all show up, okay? Again, that's my time. Thank you for being here. And remember, if you ain't talking about travel, what are you even talking about? I'll talk to y'all next Thursday. Bye-bye.